Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Erica and today we're going to talk about my October wrap up. So I hope everyone had a good spooky season and read all the spooky books. I definitely read a couple of them and I hope everyone had a happy and safe Halloween. So I read 9 books this month, which is on the lower side for me, but it seems to be kind of average at the same time recently. So yes, this month was a not so good reading month in the beginning of the month. Well, I mean, I had a lot of 4 stars, but they were just like 4 stars that I were hoping would be 5 stars. You know what I mean? Like, so they didn't quite hit the mark. And yeah, the later half of the month, I got really into annotating. So I've been buying a ton of books because I just have been enjoying reading physical books and annotating them. So that's been really fun for me. And yes, let's jump into all of the books that I read in October. So the first book that I read in October is Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. So I read Rock, Paper, Scissors last month and absolutely loved it. So I was really excited about Daisy Darker. It's based off of an Agatha Christie novel that I haven't read. So Daisy Darker is about a girl named Daisy who is going to her grandmother's house. Her grandmother's turning 80 and her whole family's going there. It's like on this island and you can get there, like getting there depends on the tide. So it's pretty secluded and they're going to have her grandmother read her will because her grandmother believes that she's gonna die when she's 80 and it's her 80th birthday. So they all go to this house together, her whole family, and you kind of find out secrets and then somebody's killing people off. Grandma dies, which isn't a spoiler, it's right in the beginning, and then people just start getting picked off one by one and you're trying to figure out who's doing this. So I ended up giving this 3 stars. I thought it was fun. I thought it was atmospheric. I thought it was okay while I was reading it, but it just didn't have that wow factor that Rock, Paper, Scissors had. And I felt like it was pretty predictable. Like I guessed one of the twists pretty early on in the novel. And I don't know if I had read And Then There Were None, which is what this is based off of, I don't know if I would have appreciated it more if that were the case, or if I would have been more disappointed because I've seen reviews saying that, like, you know what's gonna happen if you've read And Then There Were None. So that's Daisy Darker. Definitely not bad, but not my favorite. And I still want to give more of Alice Feeney's books a try because Rock, Paper, Scissors was so good. So yeah. The next book that I read was A Love Letter to Whiskey. So this is one of those books that I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it, but I really thought this was going to be like a 5-star all-time favorite book for me because it was so hyped on YouTube. So it's good, don't get me wrong. A Love Letter to Whiskey is about 2 people who meet in high school and it's like never the right time, right person, wrong time kind of situation. They always have a reason why they can't seem to be together. So everyone says this is really angsty, you know, it's frustrating, which is definitely frustrating. But so at 4 stars, I actually really did enjoy this. I just wish that I didn't feel the connection between the 2 characters, I guess. Like I didn't see why they had this like magnetic pull to each other. I didn't see why they liked each other so much. I just didn't really buy into their romance. So I feel like if we would have seen more of them together, I feel like a lot of the book was them being apart and them having reasons why they couldn't be together, and we didn't actually get much of them together. So it was hard to believe that they had this like great connection and this, you know, romance of the century when you didn't really see them together. I like Candy Sanders' writing, I like her storytelling, I just didn't necessarily connect with this one as much as some others. So that's that. I still think it's good. I still think it's worth the read. It's just not one of my favorites. The next book I read was A Familiar Stranger by A.R. Torr. So I was so excited for this book. I love A.R. Torr. I love her thrillers. This one I ended up giving 3 stars. Familiar Stranger is about a woman who finds out her husband's cheating on her and she's trying to uncover things about that. So, compared to A.R. Torr's other 2 thrillers that she's released, this really falls flat. It is really predictable. One of the plot twists, which is like a huge plot twist, I guessed from the moment it was like, the moment one of the characters was introduced, I guessed what was going to happen. And there was one plot twist though that I didn't see coming, and I really appreciated that. But overall, this just felt like a very basic thriller. It felt like she took an outline for a thriller and just filled in her characters' names. So it makes me sad because I love A.R. Tour, but this one, it's not that great. 3 stars. It was fun while I was reading it, but honestly really forgettable. And yeah. The next book I have, this one I'm going to rant about. This book made me mad. So this is Tell Me Lies, and it was turned into a Hulu show. In my opinion, the show is way, way, way better than the book. So this actually really sucks because the story was really good, but the reason why I'm giving this 2 stars is some choices that the author made really pissed me off. So the first thing that was so prevalent throughout the book is that this character, the main character, what's her name? The main character, Lucy, very clearly has an eating disorder. She talks about all the time how she feels better when she goes to sleep hungry. She's always excited that she's losing weight. Her friends and family are telling her she looks scary skinny. And she's constantly saying negative things about other people's bodies. And it's like I'm not kidding, it's in every chapter, almost on every page, where she's like, just has distorted eating, is really struggling with her body image and all of this. And that's fine. You can have a character that is struggling with those things. That's very, very real and it's true to life. The problem I have with it is that it's never addressed as a problem. It's just like some friends and family are bringing up to her like she's concerned, but it's never addressed. Like she never gets help for it. It's never addressed that this is an issue. And that really bothered me. Also, in the male point of view, because we get both point of views, in his point of view, he's also saying really negative things about people's bodies. And to top it off, the main character, he's like a narcissist, the main male character, he's like a narcissist, and he's supposed to be described as like not a good person. And so to kind of get the story going that he's manipulative and a narcissist, they describe him as being unattractive. And so that kind of goes to show that he like charmed his way into being with Lucy. And the way they go about describing that he's unattractive is by saying that he's overweight. It, to me, was disgusting and I didn't like it. And also, on top of that, there's a comment made that I have it written down on my notes app, but I'm filming on my phone. So it said something along the lines of, I keep checking my phones like I have Tourette syndrome. And just, no, that's not gonna fly. This book was written in 2018, so I just don't understand why that would be included. Like, did no one read this book? Did no one edit this book? I'm confused. So 2 stars for that. It sucks because the story is actually really good. I like the aspect of like seeing how a narcissist acts. I feel like that was really true, and like I feel like it was a good thing for people to see if you've never encountered a narcissist. But I just don't get the body image thing. Like she even went to therapy, and never once was it brought up from her therapist. And then it's talked about in like there's kind of time jump. So in the like later time jump, it's brought up that she's gained weight, but she's still saying negative things about how she's gained weight. So I just don't get it. I don't get why it wasn't addressed. And yeah, I don't recommend that book. If you want to watch the show, way better. And I almost never say that. So I would say watch the show. Next book is Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. I finally got to this. This was really good. I liked seeing kind of like almost like the gang lord, is that what they called it? Yeah, like the gang lord aspect in this with Julian. I really like Julian as a character. I hope we see more of him. I know Daisy Hates is going to get a few more books, so I really hope we see more of him. The aspect between her and Romeo was kind of annoying. I would have rather just seen more with Christian, but that's okay. This book was really good, but it didn't have the same magic to me that... Just do it. I thought you were Telsa.
Sorry, my husband had a cough.
Daisy Hates just doesn't have the same magic that Magnolia Parks had, but I still really enjoyed it, and I feel like as we go through more books for her, I'm gonna love her more and more. I actually really liked her as a character. I'm talking more about the book. But yeah, it's not as magical as Magnolia, but I still really loved it. The next book I read was Wolfgang Wild by Juliet Cross. This is the first book that I read that was actually on my TBR, so go me. this month really solidified that I'm a mood reader and I cannot follow the TBR because I had so many plans and I think I read 2 of the books and I just wasn't in the mood for the rest of them. So, Wolfgang Wild by Juliet Cross. This is like a paranormal romance between a witch and a werewolf, and I thought it was really cute, and it was definitely like unique, something I haven't read before, and I enjoyed it. I didn't finish the book and immediately want to jump into the rest of the series, but I still thought it was really cute and really good, and I enjoyed myself, and I will continue on to the rest of the series when I feel like it. We have It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. So this is a continuation of It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, and this is Atlas and Lily's story, and this happens directly after It Ends With Us ends. And I've talked about it so many times on my channel, but It Ends With Us is one of my favorites. It is my favorite book, and that book I just have a lot of personal connections with. I really relate with Lily as a character, and I really enjoyed it. So I do really love this book. I give it 4 stars. I just wish that we saw more of Lily and Atlas together because, well, no, let me explain this better. I wish that we saw more of the way that Lily had to heal with Atlas. So when you get out of an abusive relationship and you get into a new relationship, there's a lot of healing that has to come in with that relationship because you have to learn how to be with somebody who's not going to treat you like that anymore. You have to learn how to, you basically have to relearn everything because you're used to being in a relationship where anything you do could end in a disaster. So I feel like we should have seen more of that happening with Lily and Atlas. And just because that was my experience doesn't mean that's everybody's experience, but I just feel like I would have liked to see more of her, because there's no way you just get out of one really bad relationship and you just go into another one and you don't have those same kind of fears and reservations. And maybe that's because they knew each other in the past. It could have been, but yeah, I would have just liked to see more of them together. There's a couple time jumps. So it's like when they first get together is in here, and then you get like a couple scenes of Ryle being a dick, and then you get them like 6 months later and then them on their wedding day. But it was really sweet. I really, really liked it. It definitely felt like an extended epilogue. And yeah, I really cherish this book, and It Ends With Us. The next book I finally finished is A House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. I freaking started this book in July and I just finished it in October. I just like would read 100 pages and then not be in the mood anymore and pick up something else and then read 100 pages and not be in the mood anymore, and yeah. But I finally got the audiobook and just flew through the last half of this book, and I'm giving it 4 stars. So the middle just was like, I kind of like felt like, what are we doing? What is the plot? Where are we going? I don't understand. But then the ending happened and I was just like blown away. Literally did not see that coming. Couldn't have predicted it. I'm so excited for the next one. I just don't know what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and I'm excited to see what she does with it. Yeah, so 4 stars. I can't wait for the 3rd one. The next book I read is the only 5-star I had this month, and it's actually a YA mystery. I don't know who I am, but it's A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and this is about Pip, and she is doing a senior project, and she wants to be a journalist when she grows up, so she decides to do a senior project of trying to solve a murder that happened in her hometown, and it's just really good. It's mixed media, which was so interesting, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. It made it, like, fly by, and Pip was an enjoyable character. I feel like you get just enough of like her home life and way more of like the mystery, and that's what made it more interesting to me. I feel like if we'd only got little sprinkles of the mystery here and there and then like it was mostly about Pip's life, I would have been bored. But because it wasn't like that, I really enjoyed it, and yeah, 5 stars. I was actually obsessed. Like I couldn't stop reading it, and I was trying to show you some of the mixed media in here, but I'm having a hard time finding it. Oh, there's like a little map, and she writes down the clues, and I was like annotating it, trying to figure out what happened with her, and I really enjoyed it, and I definitely didn't see the ending, predict the ending, so definitely like this. I'm going to continue on with the rest of the series. I'm vlogging this too, so if you want to hear more of my thoughts, there will be a vlog coming out. I'm vlogging the whole series. So I started the second one. I put it down for a little bit though because I'm in a romance mood. So I'll pick it back up and hopefully you will see that vlog sometime this month. But that's all for me today. I hope you had a great October and I will see you in my next video. Bye.